what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create an function that is a DFS function for our this graph. Means that we have already discussed what it is doing. It is not doing anything. It's just creating a graph representation using map. Okay. So let's come to our map again. Let's quickly draw the graph again because we've lost our graph. Let's quickly do it. Where is my pen? Okay. So it is 0. So it is 0. It is 1. It is 2. Okay. It is 2. It is 3. Yes, it was 3. 4, 5, and 6, 7. Now I've drawn it on my copy, so I'll not forget it. So 5, 6, and 7. So the graph is something like this, and we have represented our graph using map representation. As you can see that we have already printed our map traversal. That is, we are completely printing our map. And what we are going to do now, we are going to do the DFS traversal of this graph. So again, do I need to repeat the concept again? I don't think, because we have already discussed how this DFS traversal will look like. So I'm going to quickly design a function for that. So let's say I'm going to say cout. Okay, let's quickly create void traversal function. Traversal. Let's see void traversal. It will not take any argument. It is saying cout printing DFS traversal. Okay, let's change a line here. Might be chance can come to the same line. Okay. So what we are doing, we are again going to create a DFS function here. I'm calling my DFS function. So in that, when we are using the matrix representation, what we have used an widgeted means widgeted array that is of Boolean type. Here as well we can use that widgeted array, but here we don't know what are the nodes number because that was the array and we have fixed all the size of our array, so it was from 0 to 8. So what I'm going to do here, let's say I'm going to create another map for that, another widgeted map. What this widgeted map will do, let's see, unordered map. First one is having type int and the second one is having type bool. What it means, it means if I'm saying it will act as same in the manner of as our widgeted array has acted. So if I'm saying widgeted of 3 is equal to true. So if I'm going to check for widgeted of 4, 5, 6, and 7, it is going to give me a false. But if I'm going to get check for widgeted 3, it is going to be a true. So what we can do here, yes, we can write in that manner. I'm going to see, I'm going to say that, well, if you have printed something, update the widget of that node as true. Okay. I hope now the map is clear, the concept of widgeted map. Or do anybody is having any doubt? If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. So what I'm passing here, I'm passing my DFS. Let's say, sorry, my widgeted array. I don't need to pass my map because we are in the object-oriented programming and we can use that anywhere. Okay. So I'm passing my widgeted, okay, widgeted map, and I'm saying what I'm saying here, pass in starting node as well from where we should start our traversal. So now what I'm going to do, void DFS again in the same manner. I'm going to what this function is having. This function is having a map that is of unordered type. The first part is having int. The second one is having bool. That let's say it is widgeted. And because that was an array that was by default and passed by reference, but the widgeted map is going to be passed by let's say it is going to pass something like pass by value, not the pass by reference. So if I'm going to call my DFS again, so if I'm going, let's say int start here. What I'm writing here, let's see, I'm going to first print my st as we have printed in that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to update my widget of st as 2. Okay, it is fine. So if I'm going to call my DFS function again with this widgeted map, so it is not going to see the change. We are not going to see the changes at in that call again, because it is an pass by value. So what we are going to do, we are going to mention that it is a pass by reference. So you should be seeing the changes into the recursion call as well. Okay, so now after printing what we have done in the part of the matrix representation, we have just uh, check means what are the nodes that are directly connected with this st. So in that, how we have checked, in that we have checked means if there exists a path from st to 0 to 7 or not. So here we are not going to do in that manner, we are just going to check, because if I do map of st, what it is going to do, what it means, map of st, it means it is going to, if I'm going to do something like this, a is equal to map of st. Map of st will have n vector, not understood why there is a need of pass by reference. Aryan, once let me complete the function, then I'm going to discuss what is the need of pass by reference. Okay, so let's say what I'm saying here, if I'm going to write a is equal to map of st, it means in a it is going to return n. If I'm going to write auto, let's say I don't know what it is going to give me the output, or means map of st. So the auto a will be the having the vector, because that map, the st is the key, and map of st will return a vector. Okay, so if map of st is a vector, so I can means in that vector what we are having, let's say map of 6 is having value 5, so 6 is directly connected to 5, and map of 5 is having value 4, 6 and 7. So map of 5, that 5 is connected to 4, 6 and 7. It means I can directly know, means if I can traverse my that vector, I can directly know that what are the nodes that are directly connected to this node. Okay, so what I'm writing here, I can write auto or I can write int, because we know what it is going to return, int x of map of st. So map of st will have the vector that is and it will have the data that is directly connected to st, and in the x it will come one by one. And what I'm going to check, if widgeted of that x is not true, means if it is false, then okay, then call the function. If it is true, then don't need to do anything. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to check whether if it is false, it is going to return true. If it is true, it is going to return false, because I have used a not here. So if it has not visited it, call the DFS function again. And pass my visited here, pass my st here. Okay. Aryan, you are asking why there is need of pass by reference. Let's say, Aryan, if I don't use the pass by reference here, because in the array we generally know that arrays by default, if I'm passing my array to some function, it is generally a pass by reference, not a pass by value. So it is not going to create another unordered map. So it is it is just going to use that array in the case of array. But in the case of map, if I have updated the st of my visited as 2, and again I'm saying that DFS of that DFS and visited comma st. So if that function will be called, it is going to check. It is going to create another visited map, and all the values will be in the starting. By default, all the values of the visited map will be false. So again, it is not going to let's say 10. Let's say it was called for 1. So 1 has already been printed. So again, it is in that case, again it is going to print 1, 2, all the nodes that has already been printed. So again it will stuck in the infinite loop. So that's what the need of for pass by reference here. Okay, in the array, because it was the by default, so we have not changed anything. So let's see whether we are getting the correct output or not. Okay, it is saying st. What is st? We should use DFS map comma st. Yes, it is map comma, no, it should be x. If if you're saying map of st, what it means, map of st, it means st is a key, and if you are passing a key of in the map, it will return a vector, but we are traversing our vector here, so I should be passing my x to it. Okay, so in the x, the nodes will come one by one, that is being directly connected to st. Okay, again it is saying st is not declared. Why? We have already declared our st. Don't know why okay, here we are getting, so let's say it is 0. Now we should get the output. Let's see whether we are getting the correct output or not. Yes, uh, let's see, it is saying 7 and 5. No, we are not getting the correct output. Where we did the wrong. Okay, let's see again. Map of st, it is calling unordered map visited. Okay, I think somewhere we have written something wrong, that's why. Okay, but why we are getting this? We should not. Okay, we have not called our function. It is the printing the data of the graph. It is the data of the graph. Okay, it is something, this I should be writing slash in here. We have not called our function. No, we have not called our function traversal. Let's say g dot traversal here. Okay, that was in data of print function. Okay, so now I should be getting the output. Again, we are not getting the output traversal. Okay, why we are not getting it? Okay, we are getting the output, but it is in the next line. Sorry. Okay, if we have given one more next line here. So printing the DFS traversal 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, as we got the answer in the case of array. So it means we are getting the correct output. Okay. Is it fine for everyone, or do anybody is having any doubt? Because we have already discussed why we are getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say I want to start from 1. So in the 1, what we got the output? 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Either it can be, so it is 1, 0. So it is going from 1 to 0. Then again it is going to 2 and 3. Then 4, 5, 6, and 7. It means we are getting the correct output. Is it clear the DFS traversal? We have discussed in both cases, in the matrix representation as well as in the list representation, adjacency list, that is that we have done using our map. Why I'm doing map here? Because you are going to get a lot of questions, means that that you can easily solve with the help of map. If you are comfortable doing if you're comfortable in doing things with the map, you will be getting the things, you will be doing the things in very easy manner in the upcoming time when we are going to code, you are going to solve any online questions. Okay, that's why I'm more concentrating about the map.